All right, welcome back, everybody. We are continuing to celebrate, as you just saw the wonderful images there. We are celebrating Calypso History Month right here on the Now Morning Show. All month, for the month of October, and we still have a good few days to go, so we still have plenty Kaiso. We could play Kaiso from now until I don't know when.
I don't know when either, because we don't have that kind of time on air time, sir. I ain't going through that with you today. But I want to say good morning to everybody locked on Facebook. You guys always have fantastic chats. You know what I love about the Facebook team?
What's that?
Is that if somebody come in the comments and try to say something out of time, and they just like, he's like, no, we don't do that here. So I want to say good morning to the entire Facebook team, always locked on every morning. The usuals and the people who just passing through to check the vibes, you know what I mean? I hope you're enjoying the Kaisos Zest this morning.
And I want to say a special good morning to Angeline Valapatel. Have a great one. She's such a supporter of the show. She gets so excited when the morning show comes on, and she always lets us know, you all are doing such a great job. She enjoys it so much and stuff. So special good morning to you and everybody else who are viewing this morning. Special good morning to everybody, and just continue generating and sending and giving love wherever you go, because that's what we need every day.
Of course, and in case you don't know, the song in the background is actually The Mighty Sparrow, a song called Digging Horrors. And it's one of those songs that is kind of like, it sounds nice and fun and funky. When you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about all the ills of society and the things that he wants to fix. Like cost of living and all the things.
Strangling everybody. Imagine, listen to those words.
Exactly, right? And, Calypso, of course, always dealing with the issues of the time and the messages of the time. And a few years ago, a gentleman took this song and he did a remix and a cover/remix of it. And ironically, he thinks that he can share my name, but I'm the original. He will be the copy. I'm lying. I'm just kidding. I'm talking about the one and only Rembunction. His initials spell out Remy.
Right.
So that's why he feel like he could take my name. But Remy, morning.
Morning, Remy. No, you're not going to expose you as to the pronunciation of yours, eh?
You see, it's true. It's true. You're right. You're right.
You start with. But morning, guys. Morning.
How you doing this morning, sir?
Good, man. Good to be inside once again with you guys. And I know we're talking Calypso History Month, so that's right up my alley. You know what I mean? I love my Kaiso.
So tell me, why you love your Kaiso so much?
But it's just rooted in me. This is where I'm from. Those are the songs that I grew up on. And the messages in Calypso music have always stayed with me. And also my father was a big music man as well. So I think that influenced a lot of my love for the art form.
Right.
So I just always try to keep that indigenous song in the mix.
How difficult is it for you? Like, you've done quite a couple of covers of Calypso.
Yeah.
You take them and you remake them and you do the work on that. What inspires you to choose those songs in particular, like this one with Sparrow that you did?
Well, I mean, some of those, I guess, they just resonated with me when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then just kind of bringing some of the messages up to date and up to the times. Like, for example, you mentioned Digging Horrors. That particular song, I remember getting rinsed out, as I was talking on social media, by a couple of people, but then had those who would defend it.
Right.
Because, as you rightfully point out, the messages about capitalism and the fact that cost of living, strangling everybody. And when I say Digging Horrors, I say I was digging horrors of a girl, right?
Right.
Because I usually dig in horrors part. But again, it's just how you take the messages and make them your own, right?
Yeah.
And I've always been trying to remix some of these songs just to make them appeal to a new generation. Because not knocking anything about the soca or anything, but it's just that I would like, a little bit of everything in the mix.
Of course.
And, I guess it's a bit of archiving and I guess a bit of a historian in me too, wanting to make sure that our stories are told, our stories are kept, and the generations coming up kind of know from whence we came. So I try to make it relatable in that regard.
Of course. Now, Remy, you've been doing some new content for social media where you've been celebrating some of these Calypsos and Calypsonians and maybe even a couple remixes. What inspired those?
Right. Well, I mean, as coming up through the years, I've been doing these songs, right? So this is kind of like a culmination of a lot of stuff that I have on my hard drive. And basically, a lot of these things, I would have to give it away for quote-unquote free on social because clearances of them samples would be like a crazy headache, right? And so I came up with the idea to use the puppet version of myself just to kind of make it appeal to that younger generation and also make it interesting. And songs that I love, and it's Calypso History Month, and I'm just glad to have the opportunity to share some of them with people, So that was kind of like it, just have these things here and I say, hey, no time like now, we have the forum, let's do it.
Yeah, and I think it's very important for us to be able to celebrate the Calypsonians and some of the music that might get lost in the pipeline. You know, we always hear about the big tunes that us always play, but sometimes we forget about. Like I saw you posted Abby Blackmon's "Young and Moving On."
Yes. Yeah.
And you know, people don't realize that was such a big song. That's actually Nyla's mom, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
And
you know? I mean, she was the hot gal.
Well, not just the hot girl, but she actually won the Young Kings competition. I believe it was with that song.
What I'm saying is that in that time, she was the watermelon girl.
Wow.
But also, as you rightfully know, coming up, Abby has been a great contributor to the music, Calypso Queen, you know, just in general. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to show them, hey, before there was Nyla, there was Mama, and check out this big tune. That another one that I really love, you know.
Can I tell you that
Lord Shorty.
For some reason, I don't know why that just really made me feel uncomfortable, because I met Abby as Mother Abby, you know, like the caregiver,
no, you know,
and the concept of thinking of her as watermelon girl Abby is not.
Well, baby, what would have been the equivalent of a watermelon girl?
I don't know, but I'm not going to think of it, sir, because
it was 1978 rockers, right? She was a watermelon girl then. I mean, Abby's my family, and she know I just made a little peacock in the
I am unable. This is morning time. Oh my goodness. Remy, let me ask you a Calypso question, a hard Calypso question. If you had to pick your top 5 Calypsonians of all time, who would they be?
Okay. My top 5.
Top 5.
I would say Rudder, Kitch, Sparrow. I'm 3, right?
There.
Rudder, Sparrow, Blakey, Lord Melody. How much I count there?
Die 5.
3, 4. Die 5. They have more, but
well, I know saying
I want to put Duke in the mix.
Well, I know saying you're leaving out some people like Duke. You leave out Shadow.
That was saying. I mean, it's just top of the head thing, boy. But it has Shadow, Duke. You name them, and you know, spoiler.
Oh gosh.
That plenty men inform my music and my appreciation for the art. So I mean, we will go 5, but that necessarily the echelon, but is the big men across the board. You know.
Yeah.
We are a little Attila to King Radio. You know. So yeah. But I have a tune that I will take the opportunity to pitch that thing here too.
Go ahead.
I have a song called Dance Calypso.
Yes.
That actually runs a little bit of the whole history of a lot of the men who contributed coming into the mix, you know, in the early 1900s, etc., etc. You know, so Calypso in my bones, brother.
Well, of course it's in your bones. Remy, I want to thank you for joining us this morning inside Calypso History Month. You know, I think that Calypso does play a very vital role in the music that we have going forward. What I noticed with your top that you called there, right, is all the guys you called were the men who were telling stories. And I realize you only call men too, but I ain't going to get into that. I realize that you focus on the storytellers, the guys who would tell these lavish stories.
Singing Francine, Rose, you know. If you
want to train some now? Now that you get rough up.
Since you put me on the spot. Right, carry on.
It's so you stop. But the men that you called in particular, the people that the Calypsonians that you called, they are storytellers. So it was always about, you know, bringing across that message and that story. And I realized that that's something that you also do in your parang and your soca and everything that you're doing as well. So we could see the direct influence. And I think it's important for people to realize how the link happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I consider myself a storyteller. You know, first and foremost, you know, you want to make sure that whether you're talking party, whether you're talking social commentary, whether you're talking love, at the root of it, you craft a good story from top to bottom, you know?
All right.
And I know you're a man, I appreciate your stuff from a long time,
but
too, the stuff you've been doing.
We love a good story. I think stories are what sell us.
Right, definitely. You know
definitely.
What I mean?
Well, Remy, I want to thank you so much for joining us on the Now Morning Show this morning. We're celebrating Calypso History Month, and we're going to finish off with a little Calypso zest. So you feel about that?
Well, all right. All I tell it, boy, what I'm going to tell you, we have to keep it up to the time and relatable. We will take a lime again. We're going to take a lime again soon, too, of course, for some soca parang vibes coming down. Yeah?
Of course. The gathering coming up soon, so I know you're going to be inside.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
All right,
loving the place.
Thank you so much for joining us. That was artist, animator, and producer Roland Yearwood, a.k.a. Rembunction. All right.